special guest joining us right off the practice field. Got Bill's corner, nickel corner, Taron Johnson in with us. Hello, Taron. Thanks for coming by.
Happy to be here.
Are you really? Are you sure?
I am.
Good.
I am.
We love having you
I know
here.
that they had to, handcuff you and drag you over, but I appreciate it.
Steve wants to ask you about injuries.
Yeah.
The injury report not out yet today, but we think Ty Nsekhe is going to be the only name on it, right, Steve?
Yeah, we asked about you, about how you feel, and you said, I felt great. And I said, well, why is the team healthy? And you had some pretty interesting stuff to say about the schedule and how you guys stay healthy and the commitment to it.
Basically, I just feel like everybody's just on top of the things that they're supposed to be doing. It's not specifically one guy just taking care of their bodies. It's everybody. And the coaches and the trainers talk to us about that all the time, just making sure we're in the training room. And a lot of places it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are scared to be in the training room, but Coach McDermott welcomes it.
Yeah, way back in the ancient days when I played, it was a detriment to your career. You're always in the training room.
Yeah.
You couldn't stay healthy or weren't healthy or you weren't tough enough to play because you were getting ice or whatever thing. But now, and it seems simple enough, you got to acknowledge you're playing pro football. It's not like you're not like sitting at a card table, right?
Exactly. Nah, I mean, I just feel like it should have been this way. It should have been this way even when you were playing. And I feel like that's just being smart. It's not even about being non-physical or being soft or whatever you want to call it. You got to take care of your body. It's just part of the game.
Is it stretching? Is that the key, or is it rehab from? Or how do you prevent injuries? What do you do in the training room?
It's a whole bunch of things. Like, I mean, we have great trainers, so they're working on our bodies, doing things, massages, needling, just different stuff to activate your muscles. There's a light therapy bed in there. We don't get a lot of sun in the winter, so we use the light therapy bed because we need the rays, and there's a whole bunch of things that are so minuscule, but they mean up to a lot.
Steve and I wonder if we can use the light therapy.
That's
next
our
April.
problem.
When we haven't seen the sun in 4 months in April.
That's our problem, Murphy. It's light therapy.
I've always thought there was something
Brilliant.
about it. And look, we don't want to focus totally on injuries. Taron Johnson, our guest, we want to focus talk a little bit about the Cowboys game. You had a big role to play in that win over the Cowboys. Talk about how you thought you played against Dallas 6 days ago.
I thought I played pretty solid. I try to be pretty physical in each game. I want to make sure the other team feels me and knows that I'm on the field. So just basically, there's some plays I feel like I still left on the field, but that's going to happen every game.
Yeah. What about this game? I mean, this is a game that I've said this 100 times this week. You win a big limelight game like the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and your reward is a bigger game. You get a better team coming into your place, a team with the MVP at quarterback, or so far perhaps the MVP, and this is a game against a team that is going to the playoffs, and you could meet again later on. This is kind of a reward for having a good play or a good game last week is a game where you got to play just as good this week.
Yeah, we're excited for the opportunity. I mean, every week it's just who's the opponent. You know what I'm saying? It's just basically going to be more about how we are able to stop the quarterback. Really, I mean, he's a really good player, but we're gonna do what it takes for us to get this dub.
How do you stop him? What do you do with Lamar?
Man, tackling is one thing, and just making sure everyone is gap sound. I'd say just because they have that extra player, now the running back's not having the ball, he's the extra blocker, so just making sure we're all getting to him, and he's really, really good at making people miss. So just making sure we're sprinting to the ball, getting population.
We had a guest on the show a couple days ago, Brian Baldinger, who's a color man on Fox and played in the NFL. He referred to Lamar Jackson as Houdini with a football sometimes. He hides it. Do you find that to be the case when you're looking at film?
Yeah. They have a lot of misdirection things going on in the backfield, just if but you just got to make sure you read your keys as a linebacker, nickel, safety. Just make sure you read your keys, and the blockers will take you to the ball, So just making sure we're reading our keys and playing discipline.
There's a lot of unusual things or unique things, I guess, about Baltimore's offense. The quarterback has a lot of called runs, a lot of read options, and a lot of ball handling and a lot of misdirection. But they also have another thing that nobody else in the league has a 300-pound fullback they throw in there once in a while. You gotta take that into account when he's on the field. They're going to do certain things and maybe not do other certain things, but also somebody's got to cover that guy and somebody's got to take him on. So what kind of why doesn't everybody have a 300-pound fullback? You know, I mean, right?
I'm not sure. They feel like they have a guy who's athletic enough to do those type of things, and we just gotta match or like go past their physicality. I mean, I feel like we're a pretty physical team. I'm a pretty physical player, and we just got to make sure we bring that to Sunday.
There's a lot of physicality coming out of their tight ends. Great blockers. At least the two of them are great blockers. The other one's pretty good as well. And I know combined they've got more than 100 catches among those three, but I think those guys are more of a force in the run game, those tight ends they have.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens offense, they got some good guys over there, you know. We're just going to do the best that we can do and just try to be more physical.
We were talking about the Thanksgiving Day game, the huge television audience, and what that meant maybe for players on the roster. Did guys take notice of that? It was like the highest-rated Thanksgiving Day game in 27 years, 32.5 million people. You must have heard from people who saw it.
Nah, I heard from one of my other teammates, and, I mean, it's cool, man. Just having an opportunity to play on that day alone was just very. I was very thankful for it.
And now you got this game, and then of course the Sunday night game flexed to Sunday night in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Much talk about that in the locker room?
Nah, not too much. Rarely, actually, at all. We just who we got this week. You know what I'm saying? We play the Ravens, so that's who we're focused on, really.
To give us some insight too, I know you guys don't kind of hang around after a win or a loss or whatever, but it had to be a really nice flight back from Dallas. Thanksgiving, you guys went down there and really, for the first time, gave people a glimpse of how good you possibly could be, and it had to feel really good.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a weight off. I'll say my shoulders. I don't know about everybody else, but it felt like a weight off my shoulders, and just being able to even after the W, just regrouping, having those extra couple days, and just getting back into the mode of December football, and us being ready to go on these next 4 games.
December football at home, and this team, maybe that's one of the big steps forward this team has made. How well you guys play at home this year compared to last year? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, the fans help a ton. You know, we got that crowd rocking, and that's a big deal when we play here.
Taron, thanks for this. Thanks. I'm glad you're healthy.
Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you.
Definitely.
Steve is saying it's more than luck. I know that there's luck involved, but I'm glad you're healthy. I'm glad you work at it. Staying healthy, too. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
All right.
Stay in one piece.
Bills nickel corner, Taron Johnson. Steve and I coming back with more. We'll hear from Josh Allen when we return. One Bills Live, brought to you by Kaleida Health, coming from the Seneca studio on Buffalo Bills Radio.